Okay, Cheryl Ling about to go in the sun. This is the day. I kind of, like I said, I want to show off a little bit. Cheryl Ling. One day after Regenexx, and I cannot say enough. It's why I come all the way to Colorado to see Dr. Christopher Centino, Mark Riley, and they were gracious to let me videotape the whole thing. Emily, Mark Riley, he's the specialist IMS. It definitely is worth it. You got to go see Mark Riley for the IMS, intramuscular injection. It's not acupuncture, so I don't know how he does it, but he does it so good and so fast, and I didn't even ask how many pokes. I was like, yeah, let me go. It releases a lot of these tensions, like your muscles get stuck because we're stuck in one position, and we do that. Y'all, there's a Rocky Mountain garbage collector. So I'm ready to go and get some sun, but I'm just at Bob's porch right now, and this is not even 24 hours yet after my Regenexx procedure. I would say like 12 hours. I'm just making a report. In fact, I stay awake. I went to the gym and went and got sauna, even with so many pokes, because when I do the prolotherapy, so what the prolotherapy does is it's just a little bit of sugar water. There's no secret to it. But Dr. Centino really, he hit all the right spots. We're talking about like multifidus, all the multifidi that's in the back. I don't know, we couldn't see that. So that is such an important mechanism that protects your spine if you can activate it. I can't show you how to do it because Mark Riley showed me how to do it in my physical therapy session. It's not easy to engage, so you have to engage them. You should. You don't have to do anything. I mean, if I lay in the grave, that's great. I don't have to do anything, right? But if I do want to move around and gain my mobility back, I do have to put in these efforts. For example, see, Dr. Centino hit, this is pure medical purposes. Obviously, I need to get some because vitamin D is good for you. You know that. There's just no marks. And no marks on both of my hip, and the 20X, so-called 20X, is just 20 times stronger with all the concentrated platelets got in all the way into the joint. I don't know what's that ding 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 somebody's doing. You know what? Somebody does not like me taping, so we're gonna have that music ding 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 in the background the whole time. But that's all right. We're in Lakewood, Colorado, and what I was saying is the 20X SCP gone into my joint, and both of them. Yes, there's a bunch of adductors, muscle, glutes, maximus, I don't even know the names, minimus, you have gluteus, you have to learn these things. Anyways, I took a picture in the community center of your the muscular skeletal system. It's amazing, so many interwoven bands. That's why every time you move, like I'm doing it right now, like this, you're moving all these rubber bands. So if they were weakened because of the injury, and this is how it is, your brain, when you're injured, your brain is like immediately informs the hip to let up, and that's no good because I walk with the limp, you see. And swear to God, this is more even now. I swear, this was so the adductors. This is called the adductors. Okay, it's a good biological, but no perverted purpose. It's a good medical education. What I was saying is they were shrunk. I just can't even talk like that. So I can't even think straight. But still, because I had 35 vials of blood drawn, that's enough to do 2 hips, 20 times concentrate. I know it's hard to explain to you, but you know, they concentrate it in the lab, in the machine. It's like, just think of it as a huge $1 million espresso machine. So to make your espresso so strong, and it does unbelievable job. It does 20 times more job when it's put back to the injury site. So when I first came to Santino Schultz Regenexx, like 5, 6 years ago, I can't remember when I was first heard, and I went through the arthroscopic surgery, and I couldn't walk, so I had to be wheelchaired in from the airport, and everybody has to give me a hand, and then I feel bad. I have to, like, you know, I have so many dollar bills to give out for tips and things like that, because I was never not mobile before, and that's why it was so hard. It was so hard. If you've been climbing mountains and jumping on bikes, and, you know, not jumping off the airplane, I don't do that. Being scuba diving, I do a lot of stuff, right? I ran the marathon, and that I should not have done. I regretted it because that really hurts the joint. But anyhow, so compared to that, and then to be like bedridden almost, like in the wheelchair. So that's like bedridden. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to do that. You definitely don't want to end up that way. It was so sad. This leg was shrunk when they measure it. So what I was saying was that it was almost 2 centimeters skinnier. You know what happened? It's not I lost fat, I lost muscle, and it was so sad. I looked at it. I mean, I went to actually my mom's friend, the Chinese people. They were saying, because they're so blunt, right? Chinese people are really blunt. They were just like going, oh, look at your leg is shrunk on one side so badly. I wanted to cry. I wanted to just run and hide and cry. This is when, you know, when I was gradually recovering. So now I think they're pretty strong. And I couldn't believe this is like not even 24 hours after all my injections. You wouldn't believe. This is the truth. You can verify that. When we do the prolotherapy, we do the spine from L1 all the way to, I think I shown the picture yesterday, L1, you know, of my MRI, that's showing that the spine is crooked because I don't use the left hip. Therefore, the whole spine, the whole rubber band, just kind of let it go. Just let loose. So it was really loose, and that's how the spine got crooked. Like this. Like this. And when we inject all these muscles, that's the genius of it, of the prolotherapy, and that's totally different than in the joint. But anyway, so when he injects the all the so-called the processes, the vertebrae, the muscles, the ligaments. I know, I pretend like I know all of them, but I don't. I can read it out to you, but you'll be bored, right? And the glutes, the minimus, the maximus, at least I know that because I do not want to have a flat butt. Okay, people always make fun of me because of my butt. Got a little ass, a flat butt. But there were, sadly, there were also atrophy. The word is called atrophy. When you're in pain and injury, your muscles shrink like rubber bands. They just like, we can't do anything. We just can't do what we used to do. I kind of, okay, I don't want to take too much time going over my injuries and stuff like that, but I picked up the book by Dr. Santino, and this is not meant to be an infomercial, by the way. I mean, do you think I spend all this money flying over here and, you know, putting up with crazy Ace rental car bull crap, right? Why? I mean, I could stay home. I could stay in Los Angeles and have the same procedures done, but I just don't think that they're, you know, they're just not, let's say, up to the level of this Regenexx by my doctor, because he is, well, you know, when people put in their whole lifetime, flesh, blood, energy, and effort, research this, you just have to give them credit. I mean, I can't just say this is all like, it's not a pumped up reputation that Dr. C has about being the godfather of stem cell therapy. I mean, that doesn't sound good, at godfather, but the founding father of the stem cell therapy for orthopedic injuries. But he wrote this. So there's a vast of treasures to dig into, but I kind of just want to open up to the page. I just want to read you a little bit, because sometimes we just go, oh, I don't want to be reading stuff, but, knowledge. Remember this. The proverb says that, what does it say? Without knowledge, my people perish. That's very important, because it's my people perish. It's not without money. It's not without house. You don't perish. Without money, without house, you perish. Is without knowledge. So knowledge is king. When I say king, is your key to survival. If you don't know, like I didn't know when I fall from a mountain by going on the ramp, on a jump, on a trail, on a mountain trail, I did not know that damage, that fall, instead of like just trying to rest, and that fall had led to such a detriment because it twisted my pelvis. I didn't know that. Now I do. But I hope it's not too late. It's never too late. I'm trying. I'm doing everything I can to avoid wheelchair, to avoid hip implant surgery. Okay, but you just want to read really quick. I happen to open up to page 4, so you see page 4. And this is a little book. It's free. You can pick it up online on his website, on the Regenexx, REGENEXX. Don't forget that, 2X. Which means probably just double the power. So it seems like, the X-Men. So we got X-Men. That's what it is. He says right here, control inflammatory smartly. Well, the average American has been convinced that taking regular NSAID, that's what do you call it, non-steroids, some kind of anti-inflammatory drugs, right? Like Motrin, ibuprofen, I'm pretty good. I know what NSAID means. Advil, Celebrex, or Aleve is just the rite of passage of old age. These drugs all come with serious heart attack risks. That's one thing, I don't want heart attack. In addition, while steroids like prednisone, I think that's a steroid, right? Taken orally. I'm gonna pronounce it perfectly. So what? So laugh at me. I'm a poor Chinese immigrant. Or something cortisone injected into a joint, or potent anti-inflammatories. They're also very bad for your tendon and your cartilage and your bone and your stem cells. Both of these, I like that, stem cells. And both of these strategies often results in more damages than it helps. Use natural anti-inflammatory to control aches and pains. Also to realize that these aches are good. They're warning signs that needs to be further addressed, investigated. If you're going to just make it to the end of the finish line in the top shape. So he said, avoid steroid shots at all costs. American that with joint pain that doesn't go away get a shot of steroids. However, injections can hurt the joint as well as cause serious side effects like bone loss, poor blood sugar control, and mess up your cortisol level. And those are serious. Do you know what that means, right? I mean, everything is very serious. Mess up your cortisol level, so your hormones out of control, or you become diabetic. And the next chapter is talk about keep your weight down. I'm just reading a little bit from his book, Dr. Christopher Centino, and you can either get it for free. You walk in there, it's right there in the office. It's 403 Summit Boulevard. If you're there like me, I drove from Lakewood to Summit Boulevard. Took me half an hour. Or you can download it online, which is the marvel, the genius design of digital books. And this can be downloaded online from the Regenexx.com. So again, I'm just excited. I'm stoked because a lot of times, yes, I've done quite a few. You can only draw so much blood, you see. So I've done quite a few of these SCP, super concentrated platelets, my hips. But this one, so this is the one that's flattened out. It means, all right, give me a chance to see. This one's supposed to be skinnier still, but now my what you call adductors are back. These are the adductors are back because we also injected that with prolo. Prolo is just proliferate. The word is proliferate. When your muscle and tendon cannot help itself because they're weakened by pain and injury, you need to proliferate. This is what he has done for me. It's like a gospel. So gospel, not gospel of John, gospel of Dr. Centino. So when you inject, basically it's just a very simple mixture of dextrose. It's just sugar water. But then we did add platelets. So those are very technical stuff. The lysate, that means it has growth factors that's already broken open, lysate, broken open. So they're ready for use once it's in your tendon. Again, obviously, you know, if you have tennis elbow or tendon or muscle injuries, they do not heal. They do not heal by themselves. Why? Not because God don't love you, it's because that's the way we're made. The blood does not flow to those areas, like the joints. The joint is flattened. Okay, meaning my bone is flattened out because of loss of cartilage. The way that we're designed, they're balls. That's what I was talking about. The femur is like a round, so that's how you can move smoothly. And I didn't know all that. I was just using it. You see what I'm saying? I took it for granted. But now you really have to try to come back to health. You really have to put in an effort. I mean, it didn't happen. Like this did not happen. I wasn't, like I said, in a wheelchair. Okay, I think that neighbor is tapping because I'm in Lakewood. So I gotta turn off.